Uh-oh.
All right. I'm hoping...
We're live. I hope there's sound.
Is there sound? I know Brienne's on this. Okay, well, let's tell the people at home. Oh, they're building an audience for us. Okay.
Okay.
Brienne just joined. Hey, Brienne, sound?
Check.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, I'm not hearing anything negative, so let's just go.
Yeah, let me hear you talk a little bit.
Hey, a little bit.
Okay.
Here we are, a little bit. Sound. Okay, thank you, love.
Cool.
All right.
Good.
All right, so for those of you joining us at home, we are recording here at my house, and we're going to start the episode like we always do.
Yeah.
But we're giving you the special intro before.
Yeah, and again, we can't always acknowledge what's happening with the video while we're doing this, but feel free to leave comments if we happen to see it or a question, we'll address it, but
yeah,
we might not.
Yeah, no promises here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. You want to start this one or you want me to start?
Doesn't matter. You want me to? You do the last one?
I think I did do the last one.
You did the last one. It was like, the one we just kept not starting.
Like
that
this
was fun.
one.
Like this one. Alright, this is episode
113?
113.
It is one. Lucky 113.
Lucky 113. Okay, ready?
Ready.
You are listening to the Super Live Adventure Podcast. I'm John Saluga.
I'm Chris Sorrentino.
And we're hanging out in the Sorrentino wing of Slap Studios.
Yeah, the kitchen where the cooking happens.
Where all the good cooking happens.
Where we turn up the heat and flambe the meat.
And we are streaming live on Facebook.
Yes. Hey.
Right now.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah,
this has been a new thing, and we're trying out, and it works. We live stream the first half. Mm-hmm. And then you people could, if you hook, you listen to the second half. If you don't like us, now you know you don't have to download it.
I like it.
I like it too. It seems like the people out there like it.
Yeah. We're drinking
like it a lot.
And we're drinking. Chris made drinks.
Oh, we were Okay. I'm gonna explain what this is very quickly.
Very good.
You like it?
I like it.
It is good. I just rang the Tennessee bell, by the way.
I just rang the Hollywood.
It's so haunted, it doesn't work.
Wait, I'll try it again. Alright, I'll do the ghost bell.
Oh,
there we go.
Man. Okay, so this drink, I can't say I'm crazy about the name, because it's weird, but it's called the Autumn Smash. Mm-hmm. I tried it, I was upstate with my wife this weekend for our wedding anniversary, upstate New York. We were in the southern Hudson Valley. And we went to a restaurant called Christopher's Bistro in Chester, New York. Great place. I recommend it. And they had this drink, and it was the first night they were serving it, and it knocked our assholes out of our chairs.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to sweep up our assholes. It was an awkward night for everybody. But we were so amazed by this. It's called the Autumn Smash, and it's apple cider, ginger ale, vanilla vodka. We're using vanilla Stoli here. Okay. And pumpkin puree.
It's very good.
Yeah, right? It's the perfect fall drink. Thank you.
So, people should try it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people should. Honestly, it's really, really, really delicious.
Well, thanks, buddy.
You got it, pal.
Later, we're gonna talk about a little bit about I posted a comment on Facebook.
Oh wait, we're gonna save this for after the live stream.
I think for after the live stream.
Yeah, I think so. So download the episode if you want to hear. For those of you who don't know, you started off.
We this podcast we were in a contest or a poll on SI Live.
A readers poll.
Yeah, so that's a local Staten Island news website and the newspaper, which is the Staten Island Advance. So there was a poll. We were in there for best podcast on Staten Island. Your band was in there a couple times.
My band was in there for not even just. It was for best cover band, which is a weird.
I know you don't love that. But you guys do.
We do covers.
You do covers
of songs from 1920 that nobody heard, and then we were voted. We were nominated for best landmark.
Yes.
So it was us, a jug band in a category with Snug Harbor and Richmond Town, like these Staten Island.
Yeah, like the 9/11
literal
memorial.
Yeah, literal
Yeah.
landmarks.
Yes.
So I don't know how to fuck that.
And you were in there as an artist as well.
Yeah.
So Chris was in there a lot.
I'll get into that later with my friend Maggie Serpica, and we did a whole debate, Trump and Hillary style. And
we'll talk about it later because it might get serious. Because the thing is, I posted something. I was kind of against the whole thing, and I posted something about it. And
John raged against the machinations.
People got upset. A lot of people supported it.
Yeah.
But there were people that got upset, and it turned into a whole thing. But I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, it was like an ethics battle that we will talk about that later. So if you enjoy this, you can download the episode on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you're listening on Monday, just disregard all that.
But otherwise, we should talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, man. So
I haven't talked to you since we did this last.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, because I went away the next day and I came back and you wouldn't return my phone calls. Yeah. I didn't even reach out to you. I was busy. You were busy. I banged out of work yesterday. Yesterday was my actual anniversary with my wife, so I called out of work.
Yeah.
Which
nice.
is good. Yeah,
good
we
for
just
you.
Decorated the house for Halloween.
Yeah.
We got spooky in here.
Was it 3 years now?
Yeah, we're married 3 years, but we're together like 9 years, something like that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, I've been with my wife for like 10.
Yeah.
So our 4-year anniversary is coming up in January.
See, you guys, you don't get funny looks because you're like, oh, we're married 4 years and we have a kid on the way. With me, it's like, how long are you married? Like 3 years. Like, how old are your kids? One's gonna be 7, the other's 5.
Yeah. You know what?
Get those looks from those conservatives, and they're like, and you're like,
you did it smart. You made sure you liked everybody before you got married.
You have to. Yeah.
You have your kids. You look at the whole family, and you go, all right.
Well,
I'll stick around. I'll commit.
I guess I'm gonna have to now. But yeah, you know what? It wasn't even an issue because Brianna and I love each other very much, and it wasn't marriage wasn't even an issue until the kids started school, and it was weird. She was like, I don't like filling out paperwork. I have a different last name than my kids. I said, yeah, I get it. So let's do it.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of just like logistical.
Yeah,
it makes things a little easier with benefits and
benefits and even like if I croak, I don't want my shit hanging in limbo. I just want it to go right to her.
Right.
So there's no,
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, there's no discrepancies. It just goes right to your wife, and she's on my will for everything. And except for a couple of choice items go to you.
That I get?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, you get my pocket pussy.
Nice. Thanks, buddy.
You got it. What did I want to talk about? Oh, so I mentioned I was upstate and upstate New York, and there's a lot of like apple picking and like cideries and distilleries and stuff. It's really good. It's a big apple town.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think New York City's the Big Apple?
No.
You go up to that Hudson Valley.
That's the real deal.
Yeah.
I know.
Apple Mountain over there.
That's right.
So they had this thing called Apple Fest, and it was like 200 vendors, and it had nothing to fucking do with apples. I don't know why it was called Apple Fest.
Really?
Yeah, I was expecting like
apples.
At least a guy dressed like an apple.
What
like a New York Mets guy or something.
Was it more like crafts and
it was crafts and like a lot of good food. Like I had a really good like brisket sandwich and shit like that. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't eat anything apple-y. It was nothing. It wasn't even like.
Maybe it started as Apple Fest and turned into.
True. I think they've been doing it since like '89, so it's been a while. But so yeah, I went to it was like a lady selling like her son's stuff. It looked like. And she had DVDs for $1, and it was like a huge pile of DVDs, and a lot of them I had already. But so I bought 5 DVDs.
Yeah. And
then I put one back. Actually, I picked 6, and I put that one back, and it just wasn't worth $1 to me.
What was it?
You really want to know?
Yeah, that you put back.
Jumanji.
And you put it back.
I put back Jumanji. Just wasn't worth $1.
I'm surprised.
I know, right? I'm surprised at myself too.
What was worth $1?
Okay, I'll tell you what was worth $1. Okay.
I thought you would have. I'm surprised. First of all, I'm surprised you don't already own Jumanji.
Why? I don't want Jumanji.
Because of the kids and like you.
My kids don't want to watch. It's disturbing.
I guess I'm not that familiar with it.
Yeah, like the kid gets. I just remember like Robin Williams as a kid getting sucked into a game and like he comes out as hairy adult Robin Williams, like that Robin Williams, and like his whole family's dead and the girl he loved grew up. So it's like that weird.
Oh, he's like a real guy that got trapped in a game.
Yeah, he was playing the game as a kid.
Maybe I never saw.
And he got sucked in and. His whole life as Crazy Jungle Man, he's being hunted by like the Pringles guy, you know, like the hunter guy.
Beefsteak Charlie.
Yeah, Beefsteak Charlie.
Yeah.
He wants to eat him. Wants to open up a salad bar. And Robin Williams' hairy arms, it's out of control. But
oh, that's
yeah. So it's like it's depressing. So
okay.
at the end, it's kind of like I don't remember the end. Oh God, I think. I'm just shooting on I think he goes back in the book to live with the monkeys and the giraffes and shit. He's like, this world isn't for me. I could be wrong. Or like he stays behind with the kid. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, every time I try to think of the end, it turns into Hook.
I thought you would have. Yeah, it sounds. I mean, it already sounds a lot like Hook.
Yeah.
But all right. So what?
I wasn't hooked.
What did you buy for $1?
I bought. This one's terrible. This makes me want to punch myself in the balls. Transformers: Age of Extinction on Blu-ray.
Which one is that?
That's the latest one with Mark Wahlberg.
How many are there?
You don't even have a
4?
LaBeef in it. Yeah, there's 4. That's the 4th one.
Okay.
The first 3 had LaBeef. This is with Wahlberg.
Okay.
They just downgraded their meat.
Okay.
They went from steak to chuck. John Carpenter and Kurt Russell's classic, Escape from L.A. I shouldn't even say classic. Escape from New York's the classic.
That's the classic, but okay.
Escape from L.A. is like... Ugh.
Never saw it.
Oh, it's a bad.
So far, these are all movies I haven't seen.
This is one that's great, and I haven't seen it in a long time. Great movie. Tootsie.
Tootsie.
Tootsie for $1.
Tootsie's great.
Tootsie for $1.
Tootsie for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next one might blow your mind because this is a slap podcast favorite. Harry and Anderson's.
Yeah. Great movie. You know,
that's the Harry and Anderson's bell.
That I saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it. We've talked about that. You know that.
Yeah.
You know what I watched?
Get out of here! We don't want you here!
I was
a sad end.
It's a really sad
Yeah. We don't want he slaps him.
Slaps.
We don't want you here!
But then later he's up in a tree rubbing his cheek and
Yes.
he puts it together.
Yes.
And he realizes.
Yeah.
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 I'm glad he figured it out. If he didn't figure it out, that would have been terrible.
No, and Harry spent his whole life like, oh man, John Lithgow's a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Lithgow is a huge dude and small next to Bigfoot. It's interesting. I still wonder about the casting of that. It's probably better for just framing it. Because it's almost like if he was a small guy, if it was like Rick Moranis was the dad.
Oh, it would be ridiculous. Well, it's like Chewie and Han. You see them next to each other, and you're like, oh, but fucking Harrison Ford's a big-ass dude, too.
He's a big guy, yeah.
He's like 6'1", probably. He's like a big dude. He's a man's man.
Yeah.
Kick the shit out of us.
It's like Hulk Hogan, but he was next to like Andre the Giant. Like, Andre the Giant's huge.
Yeah.
But you don't really get a sense of it, because Hulk Hogan's like 6'7".
He still picked up Andre the Giant. That was amazing.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. But Friday night, talking about like old movies, my wife wanted to watch an 80s movie, and we just went to like Netflix. I think we were on Netflix. And Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh. Was that with Pesci, or Pesci was the
That's
third
with
one?
Pesci.
Okay.
Pesci's in the third one also. That's when he
has like the weird blonde hair.
bleaches his hair blonde.
Why?
Because he's even wackier. Because he's extra wacky.
Yeah, alright.
But she's like, oh, how is Lethal Weapon? And I was like, I was like, at least the first
that
two.
new TV show.
Right, which she was watching when I left to come here. So I guess that's on now.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty good.
Or it was on earlier. Yeah, I have no idea, but she asked me about Lethal, and I was like, oh, Lethal Weapon's great. Because when I was a kid, I watched it all the time. Lethal Weapon 2 was definitely... Oh, I'm good, thank you. Lethal Weapon 2 was definitely on VHS at my grandfather's house. We watched it a lot and loved it. And I was like, yeah, it's great. It's like Die Hard or anything else. In my head.
No. Well, the first one's not. It's not really even appropriate for a kid. Like,
know,
Mel Gibson just wants to kill himself.
I know. It's not okay for kids, but we watched it all the time and loved it. And I get why I loved it as a kid, but first of all, like, Lethal Weapon 2, like, really, I enjoyed watching it, but what a bad movie. It's bad.
After one, they blur. Like, is that the one where Danny Glover's on the toilet?
Yes.
And it's just like... There's a bomb on the toilet paper or something like that? Or like...
There's a bomb. Well, there's a bomb in the... Like, if he gets off the toilet, the bomb's gonna go off.
If the toilet goes under 60 miles an hour... He's getting too old for that shit.
But no wonder that, like, I loved it as a kid, because it's like, you've got, like... First of all, you've got all, like, explosions, and you've got gunfire and stuff like that. But then there's a bomb in a toilet. Do you know what I mean? It's like the best... You got Joe Pesci being wacky. He says okay a lot. That's his whole thing. He just goes, okay. That's his whole character.
Oh.
It's just Joe Pesci, but he's like super annoying in it. And just weird pacing. Like, they meet him and they're already bullying him, and then it's just that thing where, like, it's just weird how people connect real fast. Like, it's such an odd movie. That's the whole one where it's like, you know, the villain at the end, he's got that whole diplomatic immunity. That guy.
Yeah. That was a big 80s thing for villains, diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, this guy.
That was
this thing where it's like, you can't touch him. He's like, you can't even write me a parking ticket. That's a part in that movie.
They did a whole, in the Batman comics. You ever hear, like, Jason Todd, Death in the Family?
Yes.
Where readers voted to whether Robin would live or die. The whole, like, beginning of that book, like, the whole thing that set off was the Joker becomes, like, a weird president of some Arab company, country, some oil company, some Arab country, just to gain diplomatic immunity. So he's running around doing whatever the fuck he wants, and Batman can't do anything, because he's like, Batman, diplomatic immunity! Like, that's gonna stop Batman from punching somebody's teeth out.
No, it didn't stop Danny Glover.
Yeah, it's not going to stop Danny Glover. It's not going to stop Danny Glover. It's not going to stop Danny Glover. It's not going to stop Batman.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Here's the main thing I wanted to point out with this movie, though, so it's funny, because my wife had never seen it, so it's like that thing where I'm watching it, like, through her eyes.
Oh, boy.
The bad guys in that movie start taking out cops, because the cops they're onto them and everything. So they start killing cops, like, at home, and it's with bombs, right?
Yeah.
So Danny Glover's got the toilet bomb.
Yeah. Best bomb ever.
So they went into his house, and they rigged his toilet with a bomb that goes off not when you sit on it,
when you get up,
but when you get up. So it's already...
If you, I just want to say really quickly, if you went through all the trouble to set up a bomb in somebody's house... You could have got into his house to just kill him.
Just to kill him, or just to blow up the house. He's got a wife and 2 kids, I think, in that movie, at least. So it's like, anybody could sit on the toilet.
Maybe it was calculated to his precise weight.
It's just to create this scene, though, where he's on the toilet and he needs help. It's just to create
How much do you think Murtaugh weighs?
But here's what I forgot. There are other bombs in that movie. There's a cop who...
I don't even remember. Yeah.
This one woman, she goes home from a hard day at work.
Yeah.
And then she gets into a bathing suit, and she goes out to her pool.
It's on the diving board?
Dives
Yeah.
Off a diving board.
Yeah.
And that is what triggers the bomb that she blows up while she's going to the pool. But it's like, you're trying to kill a cop, and it's just like, let's rig the diving board. There's people who have diving boards in their pool, like that they never
use it.
Never use.
Well, she could be like, hey, you know what? I got a cramp. I can't swim for like a month. Like, you don't know. You could have put the...
It's how they take the concept.
You got into the house. You got close enough where you could rig a bomb to something with water. You put it in anything.
Most of the cops get taken out. There's a poker game at one of the guys'
houses. Yes.
And by the way, one of the cops is Hank from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's like a young Hank. Guy who probably just played a cop and everything forever.
Yeah, he was a cop in like Terminator 2.
But they're playing poker, and then one of the guys is like, "Hey, you guys want to listen to some music?" And they're like, "All right." And he goes over to the radio, and he turns the radio on, and that's the bomb.
What if he didn't use the radio? Ever?
When you start thinking about what these guys are doing, they're setting up the most elaborate. It's like you have to specifically do this one.
It's only movie shit. Yeah, that's not happening in real
ridiculous.
life. That's completely insane. A car bomb makes sense because you know you're gonna get in the car.
Yes.
And then if they're not, excuse me, you could coerce them. You could call up and be like, "You got to get over here now, Sergeant Bombsy." I know I'm getting too old for this shit, and I'm 2 days away from retirement, but I gotta get there. Like, you could figure out a way to manipulate them into a car. You can't just call someone and be like, "What's the phrase that pays? Turn on your radio now."
Yes. Yeah. Go out to the pool. Go dive in a pool.
Let me see your triple Lindy. What?
It's ridiculous.
Come on.
And then when they go to kill Mel Gibson's character,
Yeah.
he lives in like a trailer.
Yeah,
by the
he's
beach.
a trailer on the beach. Yeah. You just bangs broads in that thing. He doesn't give a fuck.
You don't even have to get inside it to blow it up. You could just put a bomb under it.
Yeah.
It's like up on like cinder blocks and
Yeah.
shit. A helicopter
Yes, yeah.
flies up. So everybody else is getting bombed, but with him, it's a helicopter.
Is he banging a girl while this is going on?
Yes.
Yes. They should have put a bomb in her pussy.
Yeah, because she was with them.
Yeah.
She was like with the villain. The whole thing. So they come with a helicopter and machine guns and shoot his whole
I haven't seen this
trailer
in
up.
so long, but like as you're saying, I'm like, oh god, it's all coming back, and I
makes
want to strangle you.
The whole movie. The whole thing makes no sense. It really makes no sense. It's
You know what would be
you should
great?
check it out.
If
With
during
that in
Christine's whole pregnancy, she's just watching bad movies, it's like, all right, Predator 2's next. Like,
Yes.
Then Cobra. Like just put, okay, Over the Top is next. No Holds Barred. Like, just keep feeding her the worst movies while she's pregnant. Your kid's gonna come out amazing.
I'll do it.
Suburban Commando.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Classic Hulk Hogan
Classic.
and Christopher
Hulk
Lloyd.
Hogan. Two words that don't deserve to go together. Classic and Hulk Hogan.
I know. Hulk Hogan and Christopher Lloyd. How
That's
weird
too,
is that?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any
Dude,
sense.
Christopher Lloyd is in a lot of strange movies.
That's true. Yeah.
The hobo in Dennis the Menace. I don't know why that's the first one I go for.
I would never remember
He's
that.
eating beans out of a can.
Well, because great. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, great.
Amazing.
Of course, like Back to the Future.
Yeah,
like
of
Love them in
course.
Taxi.
Yeah.
Roger Rabbit. Creepy
Judge
as hell, but he's
Doom,
great.
One of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best villains ever.
And then, yeah.
Remember when I killed your brother, Eddie?
He's in the Dream Team.
Yes, the fake.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He's in both.
Yeah.
He's in the real one and the fake one. He's good in that. I like him in
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah,
like a
that
sad
movie's
moment
just-
where he reunites with like his wife and his daughter.
Yes.
And he's like mentally
Yes.
ill, and he doesn't.
And
really...
the daughter's like really like, come on in, daddy, and like, yeah.
It's sad. It's a sad
it is
scene.
sad. Oh, and then that fucking fat guy with the Hawaiian shirt and the hat from Animal House. That guy, I want to punch him in the
Yeah.
face.
What's his Flounder?
Yeah, Flounder.
Yeah.
Not in Dream Team. In
He was
Animal
like,
House
but
is
he
fun.
was almost like Danny DeVito's character.
Yeah, doesn't he not talk? And he's just like, no, no. He just like makes weird.
Yeah.
He's like Jabba Jaws.
He loves baseball.
He's a human Jabba Jaws. Actually, Jabba Jaws does talk, but
Yeah. But no, I like the Dream Team.
yeah, he loves baseball. That's the whole thing. They want to get out to a baseball game. Michael Keaton. Is, all right, so maybe
Michael Keaton is Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, maybe I have to relook my stance on Dream Team. I have to
Check
watch
it out.
it
There's
again.
good people in it.
I have to watch it because there's movies like that I hated as a kid that I love now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, because he just rubbed you the wrong way as a kid. Like, as a kid, I didn't understand David Cronenberg, but now, like, I love The Fly and shit. Like,
and you hate, like, I know, but you probably haven't watched it since then, and I'm not defending any of these movies, but, like, you hate Real Genius.
I hate Real Genius.
And you hate Running Scared.
Yeah.
And you hate, like, there's 80s movies that you hate.
Oh, yeah.
That you might...
There's movies, like... To this day, I don't hate, but like I still... Oh, War Games. I fucking hate.
You hate War Games?
I hate War Games.
Yeah.
That movie with the monkeys, and they train to be test pilots for a nuclear war. I don't know. I don't know.
What is this?
Project Zero or Project X or something like.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Fucking from
the 80s?
Yeah, it was about I forgot who the fuck's in it. I saw it one time and it freaked me out. Does anybody know what it is? Are they writing? On the Facebook Live.
I don't know. That's what I was checking. If anybody knows what this.
Right. It was this movie. Because I'm not even explaining it right.
Monkey pilots.
They take these monkeys.
Yeah.
And they're putting them in pilot simulation thing, like these chimpanzees. I mean, shouldn't even say monkeys. These apes, and they're teaching them to fly aircrafts through a simulation, but they're letting radiation into the room, and they're using it to see how long a pilot can fly in the event of a nuclear attack. Okay. So say you're flying over something and you bomb it, or you get bombed, your area that gets bombed. I want to see how long the pilot can keep going. They're testing it on monkeys, and like the guy who's working there, and I keep thinking it's Matthew Broderick, but it's not, because it goes into my hatred of War Games.
War Games, you're right. Yeah.
And they're like fucking like he gets mad and like frees all the monkeys, and yeah, I don't know. I hate that fucking movie. I'm gonna punch that movie in the face.
Project X.
It was Project X. That's what I thought.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Oh, that was Alex?
Alex Hobgoblin.
Alex Hobgoblin.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So, speaking of weird, mentioned Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future. There's one more movie. I only told you about the 4 movies I bought. There's one more I didn't, because we went off on a Harry and Anderson.
Yeah. Sorry.
1941. Nobody knows 1941.
I do.
I know, but
go ahead, explain it.
It's a movie that should have been amazing. And why I brought up Back to the Future is this movie was written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, the guys who fucking wrote the Back to the Future movies. This movie was directed by Steven Spielberg. This movie has John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd in it. And this is their first movie together. This is 1979. This is a year before Blues Brothers.
Oh, I can't believe
John
that's
Williams.
not worth $1. You put back Jumanji and you bought 1941.
I had to, yeah.
No, you
John
didn't.
Williams does the music, but this is like, how did this movie fail so badly?
Well, first, it's Spielberg. Spielberg movies have elements of comedy, but he's not a comedic director.
Oh, this is him trying to do comedy.
This is him trying to do comedy, and
like
it's him
a
trying to do
number, and
yeah, it's almost
like a swing dance, 1940s.
It's very Hollywood.
Yeah,
like it feels like there's a lot of big like stunt scenes. And
I think that's
like
what he's going for, like a bombastic 1940s, like almost like a Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye type of thing.
I mean, I haven't seen it since I saw it as a teenager, like in the 90s.
Me too, and that's why I have to see it again.
Believe how much I hated it.
Yeah,
hated it.
But can you imagine
Slim Pickens is in that?
Yeah,
and I was all right with him. Do you remember? He's kind of. Is he the one that sees that like the Japanese are coming?
I think it was Ned Beatty. Maybe it is so bad.
He's definitely in it. I know Slim Pickens is in it.
You know, was it Toshiro Mifune, the guy who. The samurai guy that Belushi based all those samurai sketches off of. He's in all those Akira Kurosawa movies, like Yojimbo, Sandro, like fucking legend.
Yeah,
Japanese movie star. Like he's in it playing like a general, and you got like he's a fucking legend.
It's about California getting attacked or almost getting attacked by the Japanese.
Yeah,
during World War II.
Yeah, it's like right after Pearl Harbor. It's just 1941. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like Belushi plays this weirdo like pilot named Wild Bill, and
I say it all the time, man. Belushi, we all idolize Belushi, and I love Belushi, but if the guy didn't die, I don't know what we think of him because he already He made a lot of shit.
He'd be Jim Belushi.
He made a lot of shit.
Neighbors.
1941 was shit. Neighbors was shit.
Neighbors is really bad. I wouldn't have bought Neighbors, but I bought 1941.
I would buy Neighbors before 1941.
Really?
Because when I was a volunteer, firefighter, and our brush truck is in that movie.
I know. That's the
so
only
it's
reason
a weird
why.
sense of pride. Like my uncle Jerry Saluga drove this brush truck to set for like an Aykroyd Belushi movie. I would like it as a piece of like. It's weird because it's like Aykroyd Belushi, but also like kind of Staten Island and my family. I would have it just for the history of it.
See, mathematically though, 1941. Like I said, all the points that I brought up. I don't want to say anything. Like if you add them all up, that should equal. You know, it should be better than the sum of its parts. You know what I mean? Like, it should equal an amazing movie.
But sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
Sometimes I have to watch it again. That's why I bought it for $1. And I was like, you know what? It's not on Hulu or fucking Netflix. I was like, I have to watch this again.
I would watch it again, but chances are if I hated it when I was like 16 or 17, I'm going to hate it now.
Okay. Yeah, I hated it
but
too.
Let me know. Let me know. I'm curious.
You might want to watch that with your wife while she's pregnant.
Oh, God. Well, she was asking about the other Lethal Weapon movies.
No.
She was, because she didn't like it.
Did they go past 4?
I think they did 4.
Okay.
And I think the 4th one was the one that I saw in the theater, because I was a fan.
Yeah.
I think the 3rd one is when it's like Joe Pesci with the bleach blonde hair. Unless there's just 3. But I think the 3rd one was when... I think it's when it opens up in the beginning and there's the guy in like the suit of armor out on the street, and it was like, and then like that was almost like that actually like wound up happening in real life and everything.
Yeah, those weird guys in Australia did that.
And people kind of wondered if the movie influenced it. Do you remember? But it was like a cool scene. They're all trying to take this guy out and they can't because he's just got all this armor on and everything. And Pesci's got bleach blonde hair. That's all I remember.
That was the last one I think I saw.
The 4th one is. It was so bad, and it ends. The credits. I think they play. I think it's like we are family, and it's just all pictures of like the crew because it's been the same crew mostly for like.
Oh, that's cool.
4 movies.
Yeah.
But it was just like it felt like they just did it because they have fun making these. Blues Brothers 2000 felt like that.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like Landis and Aykroyd. Like it just seems like people were like. Blues Brothers was fun. We should do it again, but that's not a reason to make a movie.
No, it's definitely not. Do a reunion concert. That's fine by me.
That last Lethal Weapon was really really bad, and I think that's like Chris Rock's in it as a cop.
Oh, really?
Like yeah. So it's like Pesci, but then Pesci's maybe still in it, but Chris Rock definitely pops up.
It'd be great if there's no Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. It's just Joe Pesci and Chris Rock. I'm a loose cannon. Free. That's for those of you who may not know. That's my Joe Pesci
in Home Alone.
Bring him.
Cursing but not cursing.
That's the best. Joe Pesci trying to hold back a curse, and he's like, "Hey, you smelly son of a lobster!" Like you fucking idiot.
It's great. Like that's like fake cursing.
My dog's toe.
It's almost like it's like Popeye.
Yes.
Like mumbling. You just imagine, like to me, like those old Popeye cartoons, you just feel like he's cursing under his breath the whole time.
But it's weird because like, there's a guy getting his head set on fire and hit in the face with a paint can and his balls torched with a fucking blowtorch, whatever the fuck. But he can't say like, this fucking kid, you piece of shit, cuntbag, motherfucker kid.
You should dub it over.
Oh, imagine that.
Just a version of Home Alone that's with a robber's curse the whole time.
That's fucking brilliant.
Be great.
Oh.
You could do it. You get the soundtrack. You could do that in an edit.
That's brilliant.
It'd be really funny to do like scenes, just filthy, uncensored Home Alone. You want to do it?
Maybe we'll do that for our Christmas special.
It's work, but I would do it.
Yeah, we're trying. Right now we have a Christmas special in the works. We're figuring it out.
In the works.
In the works.
That just means we said we should do it.
We talked to Manny Rondon about it on one Facebook message.
Hey, we are going to do, I'll say this right now, we're going to be back, and we might be there before then, but Thanksgiving Eve this year.
Woo, that's a good night, Thanksgiving Eve. That used to be our big night for
We used to do
sketch comedy.
Yeah, big night for us. So we're gonna do a live podcast at the Culture Lounge in the ferry terminal again, part of Super Secret Show.
Yeah, be
Thanksgiving Eve. I'm assuming it's 8:00 again, followed by stand up and videos and the whole thing. But that's gonna be a fun one. So just throwing that out there. Save the date for that.
And I think we're out
probably...
turkey sandwiches, tricky, freaky, Ricky.
Oh man, what else you got in your notes there? Anything else?
This is weird. Guy at work. I didn't know this clown thing happening. Did you know about this?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is related to because this guy
mentioned that there was a few years ago there was like a clown. There was the Staten Island
clown.
This
there's a lot of clowns on Staten Island.
Somebody dressed up as a creepy clown was just popping up on Staten Island and creeping people out, and it was just to promote a movie that was done by a group of guys on Staten Island.
Oh, that's what
like
it
a film company. Yeah, but now it's happening all over the place.
I thought he was hunting the ninja, the Staten Island Ninja.
The Staten Island Ninja.
But the clown was chasing the ninja.
We'll get to the ninja burglar later. It's part of my SI Live complaints.
No shit, really?
Yeah, it really is.
Yes, this is
where it all starts. It all starts with this ninja burglar.
It's gonna be an epic episode. Ninja burglars and clowns and.
I'm gonna try to not get too crazy. But no, now now clowns are popping up in all over the place. Yeah. And we're getting closer to Halloween and stuff, but I don't know, it feels like maybe it's a marketing thing. Or maybe it's just become like a fad where you do that.
What's the actual story? Was it just like somebody saw a clown with a sword? Like is that I don't know. I don't read news.
I'm not really following it. I think it's happening. It's becoming a thing now where just creepy clowns are just popping up, standing by the side of the road, staring blank. It's a lot of that. They're just like, they'll just all of a sudden appear, like on the side of the street.
Sure, they're not juggalos. They're not drinking a bottle of Faygo.
I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm waiting for somebody to get the shit kicked out of them. Yeah, I don't know how it hasn't happened yet.
That must be the worst way to get beat up in a clown costume. Just like your makeup smeared and you bleed. You're like, you're trying to run. You got these big floppy shoes. I think it must be the worst. Every time a guy punches you, your nose honks.
Yeah, I used to have at my old job on my door, I had a Spider-Man comic strip taped up, like the stupid newspaper.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember seeing that one? It was like he was fighting some clown. I don't even know who it was. It was a villain, and Spider-Man goes up.
It was the Chelsea Pier clown. True believer.
Spider-Man punches the clown in the nose. He's got like the big red nose, and it sets off like a high-pitched siren that Spider-Man can't handle, and he holds his ears and he falls over, and the clown's like, "You fell for my trap. My nose was booby trapped," and it's like a Lethal Weapon 2 fucking booby trap.
There was a cop who moonlighted as a clown at kids' birthday parties, and once he put the nose on, what a
brilliant plan! It's like I have a device that can take out Spider-Man. And rather than just turn it on as soon as I see him, I'm going to rig it. So I have to take a punch to the fucking face from one of the strongest superheroes ever.
Yeah.
I got to take a punch to the face for it to go off. And then I'll be like, you fell for it.
Yeah. That's how we did things in the 60s, true believer, in the mighty Marvel manner.
That's back when they would like draw the comic and then add words to it.
I think Stan Lee still actually writes those stupid strips. That's why it's all... like crazy Stan Lee crap.
I don't know.
Whenever you see Spider-Man with like web armpits, you don't want to read that Spider-Man. It's true.
That's a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah. But that's the weird like...
Did they serve a purpose? Does that help him glide or anything? Did they ever explain
He's got really old deodorant. That was so bad.
Was it even the same as his... It is bad.
How is so terrible?
Yeah, what were the web armpits? I'm a Spider-Man guy, but I never...
you think he would glide, but what... Is that a spider power, gliding? Spiders don't glide.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think a lot of stuff is Stan Lee. I just assumed that they were just reprinting old Stan Lee shit.
No, I think they're new. You know what? I think Spider-Man doesn't use deodorant, and his armpits are so stinky, he's got to catch the flies. With those web pits.
You know what? You're definitely right.
If you think I'm right, or if you know, or if you have a better idea, drop us a line at 781-POD-SLAP.
Yeah, give us a call.
Yeah, let us know. Leave us a voicemail. All right, so wait, let me wrap this up with the clown thing, and then we're gonna shut off the live stream and continue with the episode.
Seriously. I'm sorry, I'm in a weird mood. The SI Live thing was really, it was a huge mess.
It was a slobberknocker.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not coming at you with a lot of comedy this week.
That's all right.
But
we got Spider-Man's armpits.
We got Spider-Man's armpits.
All right, so this guy at work always talked about clowns. So I don't think this is related to that.
Okay.
So I don't want to say it. It sounds like a weird current event thing. Like, this guy is just a weirdo, and he always has some weirdo thing. And this has actually become a new fear of mine. And he asked me, like, this freaked me out, legitimately. Like, and I get people asking me weird shit all the time, and I am not freaked out by it. And John knows, like, really the only things I'm scared of is, like, flying insects that sting and dogs walking on their hind legs. Like, those are really the only things that scare me.
That's true.
This put a fear into me. He's like, what would you do if in the middle of the night you heard something in your kid's room?
Yeah.
And you looked and you just saw like a clown running out of their room with each kid under their arms. Like, just jetting into the night.
That's terrifying.
It gets weird. And he's like, then you track him down and he's in the park and he's on the swing with your kids on his lap, and they're dressed like clowns too, and they don't know you and they don't recognize you.
Why did he?
I don't know.
Scenario.
I was so freaked out.
Where did this conversation happen?
He just turned around and said it to me at work. This guy's a
like
weirdo.
in the hallway.
Me and this guy, we came up with a whole thing together. Home Shalom, about a rabbi who gets left at home during Hanukkah. He's Jewish, so it's okay.
I didn't say it wasn't okay. Home Shalom.
Home Shalom. It's like a running bit we have where it's like, "Oi! They left me home again!" You know, like that was. It's just this little rabbi. He's like the size of Kevin McAllister, but he's an old Jewish rabbi.
Well, now it makes sense.
Yeah, and the rest of his people leave him behind as they go somewhere on Hanukkah. And he's home alone.
Home Shalom.
Home Shalom.
So all right. But then this guy out of nowhere was just like,
yeah.
What would you do? It involves your kids. It's creepy.
Yeah. And he always says clown. Like, before that, he was like, oh, like a month ago, he's like, you know what I want? Like a big fish tank with just a clown in it. And I can feed him clown food. Like, stuff like that. Like, what? He's just like a weird guy. His name is Glenn. He's this weird Jewish dude.
I like that he asked you.
He's older too. He's like 60 years old.
So now that's a thing in your head. Like that's
that's
like a nightmare.
Out by that.
So when you're upstairs tonight and it's dark,
I might be thinking.
You're thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It's terrifying, right?
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a nightmare. Clowns are scary as hell.
I don't know why, but they are.
They are. It's just creepy.
Like, can you pinpoint why? Is it just like a weird, like, because there's a direct correlation to children and there's that whole, like, they prey on your innocence? Like, or is it just a guy with his face covered? Is that scary? Is it just a combination of all these things?
You know what it is? I think some of it for me is that, like, think about other things like somebody would dress up as. So, like, when somebody dresses up as, like, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
It's... you know, as far as like kids, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this right, but I feel like that's like this character, that's like a thing, that's like this being that like kids like. So you're taking on this like character.
Kids are terrifying. My kids won't.
Oh yeah,
do the Santa Claus
and
thing.
believe me, kids are, and I get why they are. But there's things you can be where it's like, I'm going to be a Ninja Turtle at a birthday party, and that's maybe you look good, maybe you don't, maybe you freak people out, maybe you don't, but you're doing this thing. Clowns aren't. Like, there's, even as a kid, we're not told, like, clowns aren't, like, creatures.
Yeah.
Clowns are men.
Yeah.
That put makeup on and... No, thank you. Do you know what I mean? Like, am I explaining it right?
No,
so in other words,
Instead
of like, I'm gonna be a Ninja Turtle, or I'm gonna be Santa Claus, or I'm gonna be
a grown man that puts on makeup.
I'm gonna be Batman, and just, I'm gonna be a clown, and, like, what is a clown? Like, Batman is like a character. A clown is a guy that puts makeup on and a weird wig and then you're supposed to like them more. But it's like it's the whole thing is
kind of why the Joker is so popular too. It just falls into that.
It's not like there's any kind of like mythology. There's no fantasy. It's not like we grew up where there's some story where there's like an island of like these beings called clowns and kids like it's not a
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You ever see that movie?
Yes, great.
Whoa,
love
that's a great movie.
That's just a couple special effects guys making a movie.
Yeah, the Chiodo brothers.
Yes,
they did the special effect. They did the
Large Marge.
Large Marge, exactly.
Big Adventure.
Yes, and they did something else more recent. Shit. Oh, they did the puppets for Team America. World Police.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah, they are great. If you've never seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space, so good. It's these literally clowns from outer space. They come and they like shoot people with like cotton candy guns. They put them in a cotton candy cocoon and drink their blood, and they make a marionette out of the police chief. And I wonder if Glenn ever saw that. Oh, I gotta turn him on to that. I own it on Blu-ray. I don't know if he has a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, you should.
He's an older gent. He just like
he should know it. If he hasn't seen it, you gotta share it.
Yeah, he would. It would blow his top.
But do you know what I'm saying about clowns? Like, if your kid asks you what is a clown? What's a clown?
You, Daddy, you're a fucking clown. You're here to amuse me.
Clowns are creepy.
Yeah.
And I hate how, like, you know, you put white makeup on, and, like, they always have, like, their teeth always look real yellow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you have the contrast of the white.
Yeah. I just hate it. I don't like it. I don't like clowns. I never liked clowns.
No.
That's not true. There was one clown I liked. When I was a kid in the Travis 4th of July parade, which was in my neighborhood, there was a clown who was a friend of my mother's. And
wait, your mother knew a clown?
She knew a clown.
Okay.
And he just...
That's suspicious.
He wore... I remember he was, like, skinny, and he had, like, the red nose, and he just kind of had, like, a black and white striped, like, shirt and suspenders and, like, a hat. He just had, like... He looked nice. Like, the way he did his makeup and everything, like, he was a guy who, like, he didn't look scary, he didn't look creepy. My mother knew him by name. And they,
okay.
And she said to me, she was like, oh, when we were kids, like, I went to school with him.
Clown school.
And now he does it.
We
and,
went
like,
to clown college
and
together.
he was great. Like, I remember he was like... But he was nice. He was nice, and he was friendly, and he managed to put together a costume that didn't look creepy.
That's rare, but good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
don't remember what his name was.
He died, like, sucking his own dick or something weird.
Maybe, I don't know.
Sucking his dog's dick. died really weird. It was a dog dick related death. It wasn't publicized. The family kept it quiet. They threw whatever money the family had. They threw at everybody to just keep it quiet. Died choking on dog sperm.
Oh God. Yeah, maybe.
Like that's clown makeup and everything. It's like the makeup is just the perfect imprint of a face on the dog's crotch from the makeup.
Oh God. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's a bad way.
Add that to your nightmare.
Yeah.
He runs out with the kids. You turn, you see your dog, and that's what he's
and he's walking on hind legs.
He's walking on hind legs.
Ties it all together.
Forget it. You're not gonna sleep tonight.
That terrifies me. Did I ever talk about it on a podcast?
A long time ago, but you could say it again.
All right. I had a nightmare as a kid that still stays with me. I got up in the middle of the night. This is in the nightmare. Like I was one of those like where you
wake up in
that
the
you
dream.
woke up.
Right.
Yeah. So I woke up and I went into the kitchen to get like a glass of water or something, and I heard a noise. And at the time I had a black Labrador, black lab. His name was Junior. I heard a noise outside, and I looked out the door, and all I saw was my dog walking awkwardly on his hind legs, like an Animal Farm, like, where are the people now? Like, he's trying to, like, get his footing, and he had, like, a knife in his hand. And he turns and looks at me. We lock eyes, and he just runs off into the darkness.
It's so scary.
Fucking freak. Now it's like my family, they'll watch, like, a funny YouTube video of a dog in a dress walking, and I, like, leave the room, like, ah! Like, they're like, what's the matter with Daddy? My wife has to explain, like, Daddy has a strange fear of dogs walking on his hind legs. I get teased about it.
I don't blame you. The
Get
way
bullied.
you described that to me years ago, and I remember it's that wobbly.
Yeah, like I'm trying to learn to walk. I'm human now too. Like that
so
whole
creepy.
Yeah.
I'm right with you.
I is you now.
And that visual's just in your head now.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
No, forget that. That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Wow.
So on that note.
Yeah, let's take a break. We're gonna end the live stream. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll come back. I'll talk about what happened with SI Live a little bit, and that'll be on the episode that comes out Monday morning.
Woo-hoo.
On iTunes, Stitcher, and SuperLiveAdventure.com.
Yeah, and call us up 781-POD-SLAP. Drop us an email.
Email slap@superliveadventure.com.
Yeah, friend us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll see
Everybody.
you cats on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for checking us out. We
Bye.
love you guys.